જે વ્યાજ દરની અંદર ફેરફાર કરવામાં આવ્યા છે એના ઉપર આગળ હજુ વાત કરવા માટે આપણી સાથે XM.com ઓસ્ટ્રેલિયાના CEO પીટર મેકવાયર આપણી સાથે જોડાઈ રહ્યા છે. Good morning, Mr. Peter, and welcome to CNBC Bazaar. What is your first reaction on Jerome Powell's statement that they are more concerned about on global growth, not on US economic growth?
Well, it's very interesting to hear Jerome Powell's views on the matter. We can see that 25 basis point cut. There's no doubt that we're going to see probably a continued softness for the US economy and every chance that you might see another rate cut within the next month or two. So that's where we're at the moment, and I think that there's overall weakness across many of the mature markets.
Okay. Mr. McGuire, one more thing, that money market is expecting more rate cut in coming days. The expectation is around 1.75% US interest rate. Do we think, is it possible, because Mr. Powell is on about that not more than half percent is rate cut is expected, and already we seen 25 basis point cut and other 25 basis point will be seen in around September or December. So what kind of your analysis on that?
Well, I just feel as though that there's overall weakness, and that's been demonstrated by the first rate cut in nearly a decade, and the conditions of the global economy are not strong at all. Euro weakness, and when we're looking at Japan and, of course, the issues coming out of China, then that's been demonstrated by the Fed being aggressive and looking at rate cuts. So, yes, there'll probably be another one, I would say, in September or October. And who knows, you might even see another one before the end of the year or early in 2020. But I think it's going to be more than one, and the first one's been done, and now it's the next pathway as far as, additional cuts.
Okay. And as far as we've seen about on global market fund and emerging markets, what kind of scenario will be still in coming days, because of certain monetary committees are on saying that if US going on to rate cut, then Japan, Europe, and even though emerging markets like India are seeing on rate cut or not?
Well, I'm not sure what Japan's going to do, and they're very interesting because they're already at record lows. They may do something, but I'm pretty sure that there's going to be many other emerging markets that will have to adopt a similar strategy to what they're doing in the US to get any form of growth. And no one wants a recession, and that's where most central bankers are looking at. They don't want continued softness, and they're prepared to stimulate economies by dropping interest rates. So that seems to be the general mindset across central bankers. And that's been very evident. So it'd be interesting to see what Mario Draghi does in September or before that with possible QE, and it'll be quite fascinating in itself.
Okay. But as we seen yesterday, US market, S&P 500 specifically, consumer staple and the chip makers stocks are on very much on verge of downside. These are the stocks which will be get benefited after the rate cut, but the situation has very much negative side. What kind of reason behind that, and do we see certain side of inflation front any pressure?
Well, inflation's under control. Inflation's, it's not really ratcheting up, and that seems to be a great concern to all central bankers. They want growth. So that's why gold has increased its value so evidently over the last 12 months. It's up $250 an ounce in 12 months. And it's because, quite simply, inflation isn't running away, but growth is getting softer, and so in turn interest rates are dropping. So that's where investors are looking at from an opportunity to be inside of markets, and that's I think one of the most stimulating facts at the moment is watch out for the price of gold.